Photorespiration. Photorespiration is a process in which plants in the presence of sunlight consume oxygen and release carbon dioxide during photosynthesis, which results in the decrease of photosynthetic output and no ATP is produced.
Photosynthesis is the process by which plants capture the energy of the sun to make carbohydrates. But there are minor variations in how plants do this, depending on the environment in which the plant lives. In this tutorial, we'll look at the differences between the three types of photosynthesis: C3, C4, and CAM. Most plants, around 85% or so, carry out C3 photosynthesis. As we will see, the name C3 has to do with the type of carbon molecule produced during the process. C3 photosynthesis occurs in the mesophyll cells of the C3 plant, which are located just under the surface of the leaves and other tissues. Let's take a quick look at how photosynthesis occurs in these cells. During C3 photosynthesis, CO2 is taken up and transported directly to the Calvin cycle, where it's fixed into a 3-carbon molecule, thus the name C3. If the stomata are open, CO2 moves in and oxygen moves out of the cell. But under hot or dry conditions, when the stomata are closed, oxygen accumulates, which inhibits the amount of C3 that can be made. Some plants have evolved an adaptation that allows them to be successful in hot, dry conditions. These plants carry out C4 photosynthesis instead of C3 photosynthesis. During C4 photosynthesis, CO2 moves into the mesophyll cell and is immediately fixed into a 4-carbon molecule, thus the name C4 photosynthesis. But the anatomy of a C4 plant is different from that of a C3 plant. A somewhat simplified version of this process is shown here. In a C4 leaf, chloroplasts are located in mesophyll cells, but they are also located in bundle sheath cells, which surround the leaf vein. CO2 moves from the mesophyll cells into the bundle sheath cells where the Calvin cycle occurs. This shields the plant from the oxygen buildup that would otherwise occur when the stomata are closed during dry conditions. A second way of addressing the problem of oxygen is to change the timing of photosynthesis. This is called CAM photosynthesis, and in many ways it's similar to C4 photosynthesis, except that the timing of the process changes. During CAM photosynthesis, CO2 is taken up during the night when the stomata are open and is fixed into a 4-carbon molecule. It's then stored until daylight as an intermediate molecule, which gives the CAM cycle its name. This adaptation allows photosynthesis to occur in drier climates than in both C3 and C4 photosynthesis. A great example of a CAM plant is the cactus.
We're going to have a look at the factors that affect the rate of photosynthesis. There are 3 main factors: light intensity, carbon dioxide concentration, and also temperature. These factors are called limiting factors. Light is essential for photosynthesis, as it provides the energy to split the water and therefore enable carbon dioxide and water to react. No light, no photosynthesis. Increasing the light intensity increases the rate of photosynthesis, until a point when the rate is at its maximum. In fact, plants spread out their leaves to maximize the amount of light falling on them and to ensure that lower leaves are not shaded by the ones above. Some woodland plants are known as shade plants because they can photosynthesize more efficiently in dim light than other species. If there is insufficient carbon dioxide in the air, then photosynthesis cannot occur at the maximum rate. However, just like us, plants are sensitive to temperature too. Too hot and they cannot photosynthesize. Too cold and their productivity slows down to 0. This is because there are enzymes involved in photosynthesis, and so above 40 degrees Celsius the enzymes start to denature, and so the rate of photosynthesis slows down. And then, as it gets cooler, the enzymes move around more slowly, and hence the rate of reaction drops. Different types of plants have different optimum temperatures for photosynthesis. Plants that live in colder climates have an optimum rate at a lower temperature. These are the 3 main limiting factors. However, there are some others such as chlorophyll concentration, water, and pollution.